Why men shut down instead of leaving. Sexless marriage. Keep it clean, keep it dirty. Lessons from failed relationships. Love without respect. The slow poison eating away at your commitment. I love talking about respect. Avoidance disguised as emotional maturity. Are you actually emotionally mature, or are you just avoiding? Submitting to your husband. Why men shut down instead of leaving. Welcome to the Morrow Marriage podcast, guys. And I got a good one for you. Baby, I talked to a man yesterday, 42 years married. And this was his thing. I said, like, it was really hard to actually get into his issues because two reasons. One, I don't know what I'm really feeling is essentially what he said. Like, I was never allowed to feel as a kid. And so I've just kind of coasted through life. And I don't really get angry. I don't really get sad. I just shut down, okay? I think this is an extreme case, okay? You don't go through 42 years and like, I just don't buy it. You really need to start learning communication, actually, never mind your fucking feelings. You gotta be able to start reflecting and go, what the fuck has happened in 42 years? It was a painful call, okay? And actually, we got disconnected. I tried to call him back. He didn't answer and I was thankful. It was, like, you guys, if you want to move your life forward, you have to actually, take a deep dive reflection. Like, write some shit down if you need to think about what you've said or done in the past. Like, come on.
I have heard, so you said you don't really buy it. I have heard women say, like, their husband just, like, he doesn't yell, doesn't get mad, doesn't overreact. He just does stupid things. We have a client who you can probably think of that does stupid things.
Oh, yes.
And his wife was like, he never yells. He never gets upset. He's always just cool, calm. Like, she's the one that kind of is more of a firecracker. Then he goes and does stupid shit. So he's not shutting down, but he's disconnecting from her by doing stupid things. But I have heard a lot of women say, my husband just shuts down.
And the shutting down, I want to be clear. What we're describing, or what Kathryn was just describing, is what you'd call stoicism. Okay, men often, you guys are looking...
Or stonewalling.
Stonewalling, yeah, but we could talk about differences here. But often the shutting down is a choice. A man learns from some sort of masculinity coach that being stoic is good. I don't think you understand what that means, okay? Being able to process your emotions real time, emotional intelligence, being able to choose how to respond and not react, meaning you wouldn't shut down or stonewall, what Kathryn just said, okay? Like, have you guys ever been in a discussion with your partner and you feel like you're talking to a wall? I mean, fuck, I used to say that to you all the time. I'm talking to a fucking wall, okay? But I wasn't stoic and I was not in touch with my emotions and I was very emotionally unintelligent, okay? But you have to understand.
Would have been a little nice.
It would have been nicer, yeah, but it's not going to solve your problem. A leading man is just in control of himself. Whether this is in home, whether it's in his career. Some of you fuckers can do it in your jobs, but not with your spouse or your kids.
Most of you.
Right? Most of you have to, right? I was not like that. I was angry every day, everywhere I went. I'd fucking lose my shit on everybody. I'd yell at somebody at work and yell at somebody, a client, yell at Kathryn, yell whatever,
Mostly me.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly.
So I was the opposite of shutting down. I would shut down differently. So before or after the yelling, depending on where it was in the triangle, then what I would do is I would like look away from, I wouldn't even look at Kathryn, right? I would ignore her, ditch on responsibilities, right? And pardon me?
For days
sometimes. For days sometimes, yeah. And then look out, because she knew what was coming, okay? But why do men do this? Why do you shut down? Forget the fighting and the lectures and the arguments, the screaming, the fucking all that bullshit. But just the shutting down, it's because you feel like it's not fair. You feel like you're trying harder than them. You feel like you've tried everything. You start justifying why you're so great. And what happens? It's easier to shut down than to leave, right? Many men will shut down and not leave because they're worried about financial. How do I know that? I've talked about this recently to you guys, that as soon as she gets a lawyer, that she lawyers up, he's gotta go protect himself. Like, you're just literally shutting down because you don't want to deal with the truth, which goes back to the last episode. You're unhappy because you don't know who the fuck you are, right? Because you can't get truthful with yourself. Men like to shut down because they don't want to have a temper either, If
The better of two evils, they think.
Yeah, I did that all the time. I think you guys need to realize that actually can be a positive thing, no matter how negative we do it. Like I said, I wouldn't look at you for days. You know, I would ditch, like I wouldn't give her coffee when I was making mine. Like, oh, fuck it.
And it wasn't either or. I mean, yeah, it wasn't either or. It was both. So your shutting down was like bookends with rage.
Right.
So there was rage, there was shutting down, and there was rage.
Right.
So, which is not necessarily what everybody listening, that's not what you experience. Usually you gravitate towards one. I always say you gravitate towards fight, flight, freeze, or fawn.
Correct.
One of those. You don't gravitate towards all, but you can learn how to participate in another one of them, which is probably what you did. You were trying not to show rage, and so you learned how to
stop, to shut down, to pull back. You're trying to. So
try to avoid the rage.
Yeah, so if you're experiencing a husband that's shutting down, we can say both ways, okay? But like if you're experiencing the shutdown, there could be some very positive motive there. This would be where Kathryn would say, go in with gratitude. Hey, baby, thank you. Even if, just assume the positive. Don't even try to confirm it. Hey, baby, thank you. I appreciate that you're trying to keep your anger in check. And I know how frustrated you are. And I know that's why you've pulled back. See, it's a repair attempt, right? And it's gratitude and it's loving them and appreciating for what they are doing right. Even if it's not right, it's still better. How do you get more of better? You encourage more of better. You give gratitude for more of better. Kathryn I always hear her talking to her women about this. Find the thing that they're doing right and lift them on that. You tell the men, you tell the women that all the time, right? And if you can start assuming the better stuff, you'll actually find a lot more. It's fucking crazy how your brain works, guys. You know? So the shutting down also can happen because you literally don't compute like next steps, right? Like you're literally processing and ruminating and thinking about all of the next steps. You don't know how to move it forward. You don't know how to reflect. You don't know how to make choices. You don't know how, so you shut down at times because you're like literally trying to figure out how can I, for me, I would shut down something. How can I not yell like that again? Why did I have to smash the wall again? Throw everything in the house again, right? And so you start doing all these things and a lot of times shutting down could be all the things that you're doing to justify why you're right or in guilt and shame, not justify. But then you feel lost, and so you start thinking and shutting down, going down different rabbit holes with your brain there. It's called a ruminating brain, right? It's the same brain that when I shut down, the bookends she's talking about with rage, where then I would send miles of text messages to Kathryn just fucking losing my mind, or a nasty voice note, or whatever. It's stupidity. When you are somebody that shuts down, you have to learn to understand that the opposite of the bad shit is not necessarily good. It's like when I say to men, you can't just re-engage instead of shut down. You can't just stop yelling instead of yelling. The opposite's not going to work. Not when there's years of fucking damage, especially if you're doing your own work and you're trying to get real intimate with yourself like we talked about in the last episode, or 2 episodes ago. You're not going to be able to, okay? Now, the other part of shutting down that I think is really, really cool is that if you can recognize that you're doing it because you don't know how, you can just say it's okay. You can start to say, well, how do I engage? When Kat says, well, what do I do then if I'm engaging? Because I can't be apologizing if they don't trust me the same way. You've got to apologize, but you know what I mean? They're not gonna believe you, right? I can't be begging, right? Nobody wants somebody to beg. They just don't. They want to know it's real. They want to know you want to change for yourself. I want to stop shutting down because I want to be engaged. Like when we talk about emotional connection, like I'm always telling guys, you should get fucking excited. Because if she's going through all the negative emotions in the feeling wheel, you just have to get her to the 17% that are good. That's 12. That means you have to focus on 12 little fucking feelings instead of all the fucking terrible feelings that rip you apart that she might experience. This is vice versa, by the way, okay? So if you can focus on that, that's how you get out of shutdown. That's why Kathryn's the A in stat for stat response, right? She used to, like we do lots of things with stat now and how we train and role play and get you to embody it. But like the A started as adventure. Like I'd be like, fucking, stop shutting down, go back to the rage bookends. Oh, stop fucking trying to, she's doing a repair attempt this time. Stop trying to climb on me like a fucking jungle gym. And really she's just trying to touch my face and get my attention. I'm not your fucking jungle gym. She's like, you don't want that? I mean, you can't help but fucking laugh. You know what I mean? Right?
And that's like not even a good example. I can't think of any, but you actually told me I statted you like 500 times last night.
You're like, so when you embody something like response versus reaction and stat, it becomes a way of life, who you are. Okay.
How you respond.
This was so cool. Yeah, Kathryn is like, she's fucking fun as fuck. When she's in stat mode, it's like you're just
really witty.
Yeah, it's the non-sexual flirting, and right now, boy, oh boy, the sexual flirting.
There's some sexual flirting too.
There's some sexual flirting, all right. But it's like when we talked about at the event, when everybody that came to the event saw us and how we embody our tools. They saw our clients, they saw our team members. It's just a total different way of life. I mean, it's. I said to my guys in the coaching call yesterday, actually, I said, it's almost like we have this unannounced, friendly, fun stat competition. But it's not like a competition, it's more like the lifting I was just talking about. I was like, ooh, that was a good stat, right? And we keep saying that to each other, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
Okay? So to recap, there's a lot of reasons why you might shut down, okay? You can't do the opposite, which means engage, okay? And just expect that to work, especially if your partner doesn't trust you.
And especially if you don't have the tools to engage in an appropriate way.
Correct, yeah, correct. And then from there, you have to learn to take your partner away from that space, whatever the negative feeling is. And that, by the way, could be you too. You might take yourself there first, right? That's when
Go back to being intimate with yourself.
That's right. When I recognized, and then over the next couple of years, started to really embody the fact that I could create the best day of my life, even if it's the worst. Okay? And is it perfect? Is it a perfect theory? No, but you can create your own joy, right? And there's just so many tools that we would give you and show you how to do that, And we're gonna go over them at the next retreat, February 13th, 14th, and 15th, here in New Braunfels, Texas. So why don't you come? morrowmarriage.com/anniversary. Let's get to know you. Let's get to breathe life into you. And let's get you leaving with a real, true example of what life can look like so you can mirror it and go get your life.
Copy, paste.
Copy and paste. All right. See you next time.
Bye.